National mental health crisis. So this report just came out. Do they have a date on this? They do not. I wonder if it's on the PDF. Copyright. Oh, yep. Came out this month. Okay. So essentially this is a PDF of what is on their website right here. Okay. So this is the HTML version, and you can read it for yourself if you want to. A lot of helpful stuff in here. If you are a research methods student, or any other student for that matter, it is office hours, so please ask your questions. Okay. Nearly 8 in 10. Oh no, that person's arm came off. Say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress. I don't know what these other two people are doing, but they seemingly live under rocks. That's just my view there. They seemingly live under rocks. So that's a bummer. Such a bummer. Nearly 7 in 10, 2/3 actually, 67%, say they've experienced increased staff stress over the course of the pandemic. So these are things like losing jobs. These are things like losing loved ones. These are things like not having any more money, going through savings, getting sick and not being able to work if you didn't lose your job. Losing your sense of taste and smell, that's kind of rough, right? So other things that are stressful in 2020? Future of our nation is a significant source of stress, increased by 11% year over year here, 2019 to 2020. The lowest point in our nation's history that I can remember. How many of you agree with that statement? Well, in 2020, 71% agreed with that, where just a year ago, only 56%, so just over half. This one is this image right here is the wildest thing, man. The lowest point in our nation's history that I can remember, 71% compared to last year's 56%. Oh my. 2021 might be even worse. R and R squared. I need more than that. Give me specific questions to answer, because I'm not going to reteach R and R squared, but I can answer specific questions about R and R squared. And are you talking about little r and little r squared, or big R and big R squared? You gotta be specific about that too. What is the ambient thing that I am listening to now? Jeepers. All right. Anybody a Gen Z adult? Anybody a Gen Z adult? I am not a Gen Z adult. Gen Z adults versus other adults. Look at that. This is wild right here. So we've got 2018, 2019, and 2020. Average reported stress level in the past month. So this is like September-ish areas. Okay. 5.6, 5.8. That's all right. But then it increases to 6.1, where all adults is fairly flat. It's fairly flat, right? So we see this increase among Gen Z adults. Okay. So I like APA reports because they talk about ways to use this information. Okay, so if you are a Gen Z adult, and what do I mean by Gen Z adults? Well, people born after 1997 or so, somewhere around there. So If you were born in 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, and 2002. So if you were born in 2003, you're not an adult yet, as far as I'm aware. As far as math checks out. So if you were born in January 2003, well, good luck. You will have a birthday in 3 months. You will be an adult in 3 months. Welcome to the adult world. I asked my intro students the other day if they don't want to be adults anymore, and they said yes. So, and they would be Gen Z. They would be Gen Z adults. So how to support Gen Z? Let me increase the size of this PDF here. Enhance. How to support Gen Z? Well, create meaningful opportunities for connections with family, culture, and community. I think that's obviously goal number one. And I go back to the NBC piece where they're like, these are tips you can do for kids who are getting Zoom fatigue and whatnot, remote instruction fatigue and all of that. The suggestions that they gave about taking breaks, going on walks, and talking with people, that's for everyone. I'm just going to say that's for everyone. You don't need to say, oh, these are suggestions for kids. No, literally, these are suggestions for every single person dealing with the pandemic right now. Okay? Every single person. But it seems to be affecting Gen Z adults, so people born between 97 and 2003 or 2002. People will be 2002 November and December babies will be adults here in just a few weeks. So we'll count the 2002 folks. So we've got like a 6-year span here of fresh adults, either just finished college or in college, working new trades, or having no job whatsoever out of high school. One of these options or so. That's a pretty difficult time. If you're older than that, you probably remember how difficult a time that was. But just, it's emerging adulthood or young adulthood or early young adulthood, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call this age range here from like 18 to 24, 22, 24, somewhere around there. It's a pretty tough period. It's a pretty tough period for people. So yes, we need to support kids because they have a lot of big feelings and they don't know how to use those big feelings. They don't have the vocabulary yet. I heard today on NPR, definitely give kids space to have those feelings, right? But Gen Z, okay, if they've left home, they might not have the connections that really give value to our human existence, right? Create traditions for Gen Z that celebrate milestones in a new way. They can be the generation that reinvents society by creating new celebrations and traditions that are meaningful. I think this is an interesting suggestion. I think it's an interesting suggestion. I don't know how you put that into practice, though. I don't know. Maybe November 3rd can become like a national holiday after this year. We'll see what happens on November 3rd, I suppose. Facilitate access to mental health services during and after the pandemic. Yeah. And I'm even though Eureka is a small school, I'm really proud of the efforts by getting as students access to the things they need. Being such a small school, hiring and contracting of a new counselor, reinvigorating and publicizing the mental health opportunities that we have on campus, using all the kinds of avenues for talking. Group therapy sessions are really good, you know. So this can include telehealth services, which is primarily what's being done and increasing funding to better support mental health. Again, we are doing this. We are doing this, and I really like it because our students are Gen Z adults. Provide educational work, training, and employment opportunities specifically targeted in supporting this generation of young adults. They need to see a possible path forward for themselves. This is really critical because they're the ones who feel stressed out about all of the things. And so you need to really say, okay, there are going to be things that you can do once this is possibly all done. There are things that you can do. So get that training, even if it's not like college, get that training and make those training things available. Thank our youngest generation for the sacrifices they've made for the greater good. This includes social involvement that is critical to their development, milestones such as graduations and proms, and even their education. We should acknowledge what they and many others are doing to keep us safe. As long as they're doing it, yes. Right? If there are some folks who don't care, well, I'm not going to give them my praise because they don't care. But for the ones who do care, well done. You are a Gen Z adult listening to me right now. I'm going to look through this. Oh, keep going here. So, back to this. I knew I wasn't going to be able to talk about it for very long, but, maybe I'll come back to it on Sunday. Disruption to education causing stress for Gen Z adults because they are college-age students. 87% say their education is a significant source of stress. Yeah, I mean, when you're like doing online or doing this social distancing thing and with the mask on and all that stuff. Oh boy. It is rough. It's tough. It's tough out there. 82% say uncertainty about what the 2021 school year will be like causes them stress. Okay, so this obviously was a question asked in like August or something like that. So uncertainty about what the 2021 school year. 82%. Yeah, man. 67% say the pandemic makes planning their future feel impossible, which is why we go up here and we say we got to give opportunities to make them see things that are possible. So 2/3 said that planning for the future is rough. And I agree. Planning for the future is really rough. How to support students? Oh, okay. I can do this. I can do this. Create space for students to talk about things that are bothering them, even if those things are not related to school or schoolwork. Agreed. Okay. I asked my classes a couple of weeks ago how they were doing. They answered with a lot of focus on school and schoolwork, but to each their own. Practice the rule of 3 good things and ask your students to do the same. Hey, Bill, thanks for the host. It's not going to last very long, but thank you. Appreciate it. That is the end of each day. Reflect on 3 good things that happened, large or small. This helps decrease anxiety, counter depression, and build emotional resiliency. Okay, I'll start. 3 good things that happened today. My mom got a boot. Got a boot for her broken leg, so she's out of a plaster cast. So that's one good thing. On the road to recovery. Second good thing, I had Jimmy John's for dinner, and their roast beef sandwiches are amazing. Their roast beef is just amazing. And then third thing, that's really tough. That's real tough. Third thing. Good outcome to a very important topic in our division meeting today. That's all I can say about that, but that is my third thing. This helps decrease anxiety, counter depression, and build emotional resiliency. Yeah, so 3 good things. Make sure you're doing that. Take your foot off the gas. And remind yourself that we are in a global pandemic. Encourage young people to do their best to give them space when they don't have the energy or motivation. Providing young people this flexibility can keep them from feeling overwhelmed. Yeah. Do what you can when you can. And do your best. That's all we ask. Find creative and safe ways for young people to socialize. Maintaining social contact is important for young people and their development, and it should be done in a way that mitigates the spread of COVID-19. Schools can do these by doing stuff. So Spirit Week is going on right now, which was, supposed to be for homecoming, of course, but these small little things, and people might poo-poo all over them, but you know what? It's not going to stop the activities folks and the lecture folks and the arts and lecture folks from trying to find ways to get people engaged with other people. It doesn't have to look... it doesn't have to last long to make me look good. My hosting has gained me affiliate level followers without ever hitting the stream button myself. Riding the coattails. Oh man. All right, last thing. Nearly 1 in 5 adults say their mental health is worse than this time last year. I mean, that's a no frickin' brainer. That is a no-brainer. But it's impacting Gen Z adults more. And because they're feeling the brunt of it, not only are they in the pandemic, but they are also feeling overwhelmed by the changes in school. They're also feeling overwhelmed by the changes in employment opportunities, social interaction. This is when, people are like, yeah, freaking independence, woo! And they're not getting it. They're not getting that independence. And so 19% of millennials, so 1 in 5 people like me, say that their mental health. I would probably be in that boat, y'all. I would probably be in that boat. 21% of Gen Xers, and I think this might have to do with age of children. Okay, age of children, and maybe feeling like they can be open about it. 12% of boomers. That's because they reaped the benefits of this country and then broke it. Yeah. At me, boomers. 8% of older adults. It's because they also broke this country. Getting my Social Security. No, I'm kidding. I would gladly pay their Social Security.